Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'd like to share about why I chose real estate because many people have been asking me since the day I first joined until today why I chose real estate. It has been a question often asked by so many people and I thought I'd like to give the reasons why I chose real estate. So on the first day of training for real estate, the trainer asked us why we chose real estate. So a few of the answers that were given were because of time flexibility. They had time to do the things that they want and also at the same time to run their business, and also then the opportunity to run their own real estate business, and also the opportunity to earn high income. And because it correlates with how much effort that's being put in, so the more effort that's put in, the more ability that the person is able to earn income. So as the saying goes, the sky is the limit to earning as much as you want. So having been a few years in real estate, I've come to realize that not just about the time or the empowerment factor or about the ability to earn high income, but rather it extends to more than these reasons. So the first reason is because the real estate industry is a needs-based industry. Of course, we have to cater to the customer's needs. Why is it a needs-based industry? Of course, when we think about needs, it relates to the customers. The agent has to fulfill the customer's needs. But I think we should look at it from a wider perspective. Needs in terms of the customer, yes, but more than that. Let's look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a pyramid of needs where it talks about from the very personal need to the very general and basic need. So from the top we have self-actualization, vitality, creativity, self-sufficiency, authenticity, playfulness and meaningfulness. Then the next less specific need is self-esteem. Then the next less specific need is love and belongingness, and then safety and security, and finally the very basic, which is our physiological needs: air, water, food, shelter, sleep, and sex. But without even knowing about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we all still know that the most basic and common needs are food, shelter, and clothing. And in real estate, shelter applies the most. So as a real estate agent, we help every human being to solve this need of shelter, from the tenant to the buyer to the seller and to the landlord. So now the second reason why I chose real estate is because it is a service-based industry. So of course when we talk about service in the sales industry, the agent or the supplier has to be very sales oriented. The agent has to actively search for the customer, and then after acquiring the customer, they have to continue to follow up constantly with the customer. Of course, the real estate industry is no exception because like in the sales industry, it also has the basic elements of sales where it has the agent and then the product, which is the property, and finally the customer, which is the buyer or the tenant. However, I'd like to point out that in the real estate industry, the drive for the agent can be different than the other agents in the sales industry. Instead, in the real estate industry, the agent don't have to always be active. They can take an passive approach. As the real estate industry is a needs-based industry, so to fulfill a need, the seller, buyer, tenant and landlord will somehow automatically make an effort to contact the real estate agent first. And the real estate agent don't have to always go around looking for new customers. Sellers and landlords need real estate agents to market their properties, and buyers and tenants need real estate agents to find for them the right property. So I'm not sure if you have noticed, often at family gatherings or at events or meals, somehow people will always talk about property. Conversation will digress towards property related topics, such as people will ask about where is the best place to buy a property, or there's a real estate agent at the table, they want to know how much is their property worth now. So these questions show us that somehow property related topics are very natural in a conversation. So this brings me to my third point, whereby a real estate agent has to be an all-rounded agent. As the saying goes, a real estate agent is not just about closed door and open door salesman. It is more than that. A real estate agent's job scope extends beneath beyond and above the property. Since a real estate agent has to be all-rounded, it is good for the real estate agent to have experience in a few of these industries, such as in cleaning, construction, marketing, legal services, and finance services, and IT. Why should a real estate agent have experience in marketing, advertising, and promotion? Because when it comes to marketing a property, it's good to know when, where, and how to heavily advertise to increase exposure for the property and to get in new leads. Or when it comes to property management or managing the property, we have to also clean and maintain the property. Then we have to also understand and learn the financial and legal jargons, because we will be liaising with the lawyers and bankers on the documents such as the sales and purchase agreement, the tenancy agreement, the loan agreement, the offer letter, and the title deeds to the property. And it is good to also have experience in construction and interior designing, because sometimes in a viewing, customers will somehow ask about construction related questions, like they want to know what type of flooring, the tiles, the material, the ceiling, and what other renovation on the property were made. Then the furniture, such as the kitchen cabinet, they want to know like how old were the kitchen cabinets, or how new are they, and where were they imported from. Were they imported overseas, or were they made in locally? Then for the things that are hidden, such as the water pipe and the electricity wiring, they'll want to know whether the water pipe is PVC material or metal casing, or whether the electricity wiring is it three-phase or single-phase wiring, or whether they're using copper wire or a different type of wire. So taking all these questions, lingo, jargons, and processes into account, we have to be all-rounded and know how to deal with the different industries and professions in the real estate industry. Finally, the fourth and final point. Real estate is a numbers game. Like in the sales industry, the real estate industry is no exception. Numbers plays an important role. Yet again, it's not just about the quantity and volume in the numbers. Of course, as the saying goes, the higher the quantity, the higher the probability of securing a sale. So for me, it's not just about the quantity in terms of the numbers, but also about the value of the numbers. Real estate numbers is in the dollars and the cents. Every dollar counts, because we help tenants to rent a room from as low as a few $100s to a unit to as much as a few $1,000s a month. We help buyers and sellers to buy and sell their properties, ranging from as low as like tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars to as much as hundreds millions of dollars. So imagine telling your friends and family that you sold a property of $500,000 or $1 million or $10 million property, or even $100 million property. Naturally, they'll start to think and ask, how much is the agent's commission worth? So in Malaysia, when it comes to selling a property, the real estate agent's commission or professional fee is 3% of the selling price. Or if there's a rental, the agent's commission or professional fee is 1.25 months. So if you want to read more about what I've just talked about today, I'll drop a link in the description below so you can read it on my Medium blog. So that's all for today. Thank you for tuning in. See you in the next video.